So we've come to the start of the second trading day of the week. It's Tuesday, the 15th of October. Hello, everyone. I am Bosin number 5. This is your Frontier opening bell. Just a quick check into our markets round for Monday to start the week. The Euro stock market started off the week on a very strong note, 0.62%, when we saw about 3.4 trillion naira worth of market value of Ardell Holdings, the oil and gas integrated company listed on the NGX yesterday. The stock was up roughly 10%, 9.99%. Of course, 10% is the maximum you can gain on the Nigerian market, upside, downside on any particular session. So that was the big story yesterday. That move by Ardell was supported by big names within the oil and gas as well, Owando, and some big banking names. In West Africa's French-speaking BRVM, 97 basis points, roughly 1% haircut for the composite in Côte d'Ivoire, 264.75. The Egyptian market came back after that sharp decline on Sunday, 2.6%. The market took back about 1.06%. That lifted the EGX 30 back above the 30,000 level. The Nairobi stock market was better, strongly 1.04%. Then we saw the Ghana stock market up by just 2 basis points. In South Africa, the GSE was better by 0.29%, and the market in Zimbabwe was up roughly 0.75%. The Lusaka stock market was better by 0.75%. That's 0.75% in Zambia. Those are your headlines across how the market started. So quite broadly positive, by the way. Let's move on and just check in with some of the headlines. We got news yesterday from OPEC reporting that is forecast for the 2024 global oil demand is now being trimmed down from 2 million to 1.9 million barrels per day for this year, and down from 1.7 million to 1.6 million barrels per day for next year. Those data came from the October report from OPEC Plus yesterday. Today, we're expecting the world energy outlook. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're expecting the world energy outlook from the international energy agencies. Oil prices slumped sharply yesterday on the latest demand forecast revision for the third time this year from OPEC Plus. That's the latest there. The US oil was down 2.3%. The London Brent was down 2.2%. So let's take that up to East Africa and gap those headlines with the Ethio Telecom. Ethiopia is set to unveil his new securities exchange, the ESX. We're expecting that to happen this week. The Ethio Telecom, the national telecommunication company, is expected to be the first to be listed. And that's taking about 10% of the government shares in that particular company being prepared for listing. JP Morgan, yesterday, announcement came from the Central Bank of Kenya under Dr. Kamal Tuju that an approval has been given for JP Morgan, one of the world's biggest investment bank from Wall Street, to open shop in Nairobi. That's some good news, attracting international investment, financial services companies such as big as the JP Morgan. They have Uganda and Turkey said they've signed rail building deal, while Starlink is now getting some decent share, 0.5% of Kenya's internet market, the first year of its operations in East Africa. Safaricom is still the company to beat when it comes to internet access and market share in East Africa's biggest economy. And finally, the Bank of Tanzania is forecasting the company's GDP growth to be around 5.6% when the data comes out for the third quarter ended September. Keep that in mind. Let's move to South Africa. Nigeria's oil production was forecast by OPEC lower at 3,000 barrels per day in September. That's a part of the October report, monthly report released yesterday by OPEC Plus. EFDB and Nigeria are looking to expand and move very quickly, fast track the special agro-economic zone. And AFC today, the Africa Finance Corporation, is hosting a special roadshow on special economic zones under the Arise integrated a platform, the Arise IIP. That is a program that's well invested in by the AFC and the Afrexim Bank to support infrastructure and a couple of special economic zones set up across the African continent. We're going to hear more from the officials of the Africa Finance Corporation and, of course, the Arise IIP later today. President Alassane Ouattara of Côte d'Ivoire says ECOWAS countries should start using the new eco currency by the year 2026. And the World Bank has announced a $2 million grant for Liberia's solar power project. And that's some good news there. Let's take this further into Southern African corridor with South Africa's energy industry trying to make further headways with the whole announcement by the South Africa's electricity minister that the controversial car power ship deal is dead on the table. That's the soundbite from Ramagopa, the minister specially assigned to be in charge of electricity. However, Namibia says he's given an approval to Rhino to look for 10 offshore oil wells. Namibia is ramping up strongly on its hydrocarbon investment projects. And Davos, South Africa, is getting $11 million in the first close of its Harvest Fund 3 fund, while the AFDB has approved $34.8 million in grants from Malawi and Zimbabwe, projects that are tied to climate resilience. These are two countries that are also at the heart of the ongoing El Nino drought impact in their countries. Of course, a few more of that problem is spread around, including Zambia and a few others as well. And Africa Sun of Zimbabwe has issued a statement to shareholders and the market about providing an update on the disposal of his Great Zimbabwe Hotel and a few other assets amounting to about $4.44 million US dollars. Let's take it all the way up to North African corridor, and we'll get Egypt. The Bank of the Cairo says it's got 100 million Egyptian pound credit to support small and medium enterprises within North Africa's biggest economy. Egypt, however, is hosting the 12th edition of the World Urban Forum. That is going to be later next month. An UK business delegation exploring 2030 World Cup opportunities in Morocco. Their boots on the ground. Morocco is looking to host the World Cup with Spain. And you have Morocco's coastal and artisanal fishing, according to news reports out of Morocco, making revenue about 8%. That's roughly 820.5 million US dollars so far in the current year. And that's been reported by Morocco's World News Online over the Monday. So those are the headlines at this point. North Africa's summing it up for you today on Frontier Opening Bell. I am Bosin Mofa. You have a great day. We'll see you back tomorrow on the show bright and early.